Hello, my name is Shahid Monametsi, and I'm the founder of Mense Health SA. So, Mense Health is a medical storage app, medical storage app that helps you keep track of your vaccinations, your medical records, your medicine, and basically all around your doctor's visits. What actually inspired me to create this app, or create the idea for the app, is something that happened a year ago during the summer. I go to South Africa every other summer, not this summer, and something happened last summer that really got me thinking. So my cousin injured himself, and of course, on instinct, we rushed him over to the doctors. Now, that alone was about an hour, which was too long, and only to be put in another hour-long line, which was infuriating after finding out that he was really all right. And after doing some research, I realized the cause of this. So, you'll notice here, South Africa has around the highest patient-to-doctors ratio, which is 50,000 to 1, right here, for the Southern Africa region, which is about 6 times well over 6 times the doctor-to-patient ratio in America, which is outrageous. So, and the doctors can't handle that. So my objective was to lower the stress on the doctors and kind of just create a handy app for people to be able to use. All right. So the features of the app are the healthy tip of the day, which is pretty straightforward. Yeah. The medicine portion that keeps track of your prescriptions, such as the dosage, the exact the medicine you need to take, and when you need to take it that day. And this portion actually includes charts of your health, like parts such as like things you catch in a physical, and just graph them for you to see, such as your iron count and your cholesterol. And the final part, the most important part, will be doctor's visits recorded, which would be just essentially medical documents on the app. So a portal from the doctor's office to your phone. And here are some screenshots courtesy of Homezone students. Homezone. So what you'll see here, after you've created your account and the login, you'll see the 3 buttons accessible: the healthy tip of the day, your medical records, and your current basic medical information, which is the charts and your. Here's the medical information, your last checkup, the next time you need to go, or the ideal time for your next checkup, and the reasons you're going, your allergies, pretty basic stuff, your height, your weight. This is stuff that could also be graphed. Here's essentially a calendar app. We felt that it was unnecessary to create an actual calendar since you wouldn't be using all of those days, but here's just dates to keep track of, and this kind of plays into how to live a healthier life. And here's just how the information is organized. Here's the date, it's recorded by the year, and of course it'd be able to store more, but this is just a preview. All right. So how we're better than our competition essentially is, of course, our target market, which is smartphone users in South Africa, because our competition is US based, and the operating systems we are targeting. See, most of the medical apps are focused on Apple products. As you'll notice, there's even a medical section, especially for apps like mine. But in South Africa, I'm targeting operating systems such as BlackBerry, which holds App World, and Android, which is holding Play Store right now. And the reason for this is because I've noticed a spike in these 2 phones in South Africa, which is essentially what they're using at the moment. And the last thing that makes us different from our competition will be the fact that we want to work with major health foundations so that they'll fund us to develop the app and distribute it. And an example would be the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, especially because they fund apps that would benefit the world. All right. Now, how we make money? Of course, off of advertisements. The funds we get from the organizations, such as the Gates Foundation, and subscriptions from the app. Now, the app will be free, but the difference between the subscription and not paying for the subscription would be, not paying for the subscription would be a do-it-yourself, essentially, where you just put in all the information and a graph would come out, yeah, or two, but it'd be really much more stressful. Whereas opposed to, if you had a subscription, it's essentially getting all of this information from the doctor's office, which is why we plan to work with doctor's offices so that they, of course, agree and we can support them on this app. Now, our distribution strategy would be to associate ourselves with smartphone providers such as Vodacom, which is a pretty famous one, well-known one in South Africa, and our objective would be to convince them to pre-install our app before it is purchased, just kind of like a marketing flaw. And of course, our causes, what we really want to focus on would be like to increase the number of legitimate doctor's visits, which would be basically more money for the doctors, seeing how they're doing more worthwhile visits, and lowering the number of unnecessary doctor visits, such as something you could just put a Band-Aid on, or trying to get a document such as your shots records for school. And acknowledgements are the IMSA Talent Camp and Hohenzollern students, more specifically Trisha Pratt.
So questions? We have one.
Is your app going to be in English only, or also available in Afrikaans or other relevant languages in South Africa?
We're going to focus on getting it, making it available for the more prominently spoken languages there, and 5 that come off the top of my head: French, English, Afrikaans, Zulu, and Sesotho. So those are just some.
So guess who else has a question? As a prize for asking the most questions so far this afternoon, I'm going to offer you a cookie. You get your pick first. Now with your mouth full, I'll have you ask a question.
I was wondering how big exactly is your target market? Because I know you said smartphone using South Africans. But I know in more like rural areas where there aren't a lot of doctors, like you said, 50,000 people to one doctor, especially in other parts of the world such as South Asia, like India, some of the Western Pacific. I know they also don't have a lot of they have a large doctor to patient ratio. But then again, they don't have a large amount of smartphone users in their population. So, how exactly big is the target market?
Well, actually, see, it's true. Okay. Well, anyway, the usage of smartphones is becoming more. It's growing over time. Seeing how they wouldn't use things such as personal computers because they have smartphones. So the view to them, smartphones are pretty much everything. So that's kind of a need for them, and it's just another utility. So really, that's not a number I'm exactly worried about. And I've read a Bloomberg article that actually says, as of the beginning of 2013, it was noted that South Africa actually has more than 50% of its population using smartphones.
One more question? none. One more? Got one?
Privacy is a big part of health information. Do you have any safeguards to take care of privacy, like getting information out in the wrong hands?
Yeah, yes, we actually do. We plan on having a private database to store the information, but as far as HIPAA and health regulations such as that, they do not state that it is or illegal or against anything to provide mobily documents such as what we're doing.